Welcome, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Patrick Baumann House of Basketball. This is very exciting because also it is welcome to the qualification rounds and regular season draw of the Basketball Champions League. I brought you some numbers on these cards, some important numbers, as I would like to start with the number 48. As 48 clubs will start this fourth season of the Basketball Champions League, some of them in 2 months with the first round of qualifications, and all of those teams with the hope to be crowned champion for the first weekend of May and lift this beautiful trophy, which is right behind me. And for a fact, this one has just recently been voted by fans as the best design among a selection of trophies from various international competitions. Next number, 24. 24 teams will first fight in qualification, with 8 of them eventually joining the regular season and the 24 teams that are already qualified. So with a minimum of 280 games, we will for sure enjoy great stories and memories, which of course will be shared via social media. And this is a very impressive number that will come up. In this area, social media, the Basketball Champions League has gained a dominant position with more than 2 million followers to this day. But in order for the dreaming to begin, those 48 clubs, of course, need to know how the European road will be paved. And this question will be answered with today's draw ceremony. And as you can tell, this morning is filled with passionate emotions, 2 of Basketball Champions League trademarks for the first 3 seasons. And in order just to further bring you into the right mood, I would like to look back into the season number 3, which was just a couple of months ago.
Welcome to a 3rd season of the Basketball Champions League. We are in for a huge, huge treat tonight.
And the wait for these fans is over. Black gets a piece off, gives it up. Nice look!
Perry turns, fires, makes the three!
Oh my Lord!
Lee, nice pass to Baco for the flush.
Get out of here!
One-handed flush. Fires it high for the win! Paco Cruz on the buzzer!
Bryce, oh, what a finish!
Oh, some ankle breaking, James with 2.
Go in, take the contact! Are you kidding me?
Pump fake.
Oh, what a move! Now Cesis drills another shot. And Abramitis gets the alley-oop pass, and it's an 8-point game. Another for the France International. Hunter has it, lays it up and in.
Great game, great people. They're really worthy winners. It's a tremendous performance.
And that'll be a picture, no doubt, that's going to be in the newspaper tomorrow.
Isn't this what we're here for? For the love of the game? I don't know about you, but I just got like some goosebumps. And also I need to announce that the 4th season also represents a new start for the competition with a new basketball partner round. But hey, let's cut to the chase. Let's leave this stage now to the CEO of the Basketball Champions League. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Patrick Komnenos.
Thank you, Patrice. Good morning from my side as well, and a warm welcome to the Patrick Baumann House of Basketball. We just saw some great images from the 2018-2019 season, which only in the 3rd year of the Basketball Champions League saw thousands of fans watch the games in the arenas and millions of them follow the competition on social media. More than 800,000 fans attended the games, an increase of 26% from the previous season, and as Patrice already mentioned, more than 2 million basketball fans are now following the Basketball Champions League on social media. All of us look at these impressive numbers with both a sense of pride, but more importantly, a great sense of responsibility, since the Basketball Champions League is proposing a new model of a European club competition, a competition that serves the interests and the needs of thousands of basketball players and hundreds of clubs around the continent. Today, 48 of these clubs are present here, especially awaiting to find out who their opponents will be in the upcoming season. These 48 clubs, representing 28 countries around Europe, have all earned the right to be here tonight. They deserve our congratulations, as they have entered the Basketball Champions League because of their outstanding achievements in their respective domestic leagues. To give you an indication, out of these 48 clubs, 37 of them were ranked in the top 5 of their leagues, 16 of them winning their national title. They are, without a doubt, some of the very best, and they have demonstrated this on the court during this last year. Speaking of very best and on the court, it gives me great pleasure at this point to introduce the new basketball partner of the Basketball Champions League for the coming seasons. As you can already see, we are joined on stage by our new, specially designed Wilson Basketball Champions League ball. Wilson, of course, needs no special introduction, as it is the #1 sport equipment company in the world. In basketball, of course, they are known globally as the official basketball of the NCAA Championships and the NCAA March Madness. It's therefore our honor that Wilson has chosen to enter the European competition market by partnering with the Basketball Champions League, and we look forward to seeing this new ball at the games of the 48 clubs that will participate in the upcoming season. These clubs will enter different stages of the competition, 24 of them in the qualification round, the other 24 directly into the regular season. Today's draw will determine the different pairs for the qualification rounds and the groups for the regular season. Let us now remember how these draws will actually be conducted.
The Basketball Champions League is a pan-European competition where clubs participate following success in their domestic leagues. But how does it work? From the start of the qualifying rounds, more than 280 games will be played over 9 months. 48 teams from 29 countries will compete. Out of those 48 teams, 24 have directly qualified for the regular season. The remaining 24 will participate in the qualification rounds. 16 teams will compete in Qualification Round 1. They will be split into pairs and face each other on a home and away basis, with the 8 winners reaching Qualification Round 2, where they'll face 8 new teams, home and away. The 8 winners will qualify for the regular season, joining the 24 directly qualified teams to complete the list of 32. Those 32 teams will then be split into 4 groups of 8. Each team plays the other teams in its group home and away. The top 4 from each group will participate in the playoffs. The playoffs in spring see the round of 16, where teams will face each other in a best-of-3 series, and the quarter-finals narrowing down the field, until only the final 4 are remaining. The thrilling climax to the competition will be held over one weekend, from the 1st to the 3rd of May, when one team will make history and lift the Basketball Champions League trophy.
Very clear, very simple. So, we now have seen the technical explanation of the draw, which will require, as usual, the assistance of some distinguished guests. Today, we will be honoring and inviting on stage to be part of the proceedings representatives of the 6 clubs that have participated in all 3 seasons of the Basketball Champions League and have succeeded in reaching at least the round of 16 in all 3 occasions. Let's find out who these 6 clubs are.
Ilonu has it. This time he goes up and says, I'm just going to finish it. Ike cruised to a big win. They have won to lift the Basketball Champions League trophy.
5 seconds to try and win it here. A place in the final 4 on the line. Jordan Theodore putting it off the glass. What a play from their main man.
Oh, spin move, spin bar. Oh, goodness gracious.
Sheldon will throw it down.
Clark goes baseline. Hello. Oh my goodness. Josh Adams with a putback slash.
The big time jam from Bova.
Over to Panitka. Oh, Panitka! Toby dunk. It's the Besiktas Tenerife. They advance to the final of the Basketball Champions League. The first ever Basketball Champions League title has gone to the Besiktas Tenerife. Majeka hits the 3. Oh, behind the back pass for Kapicic. What a play. Well, they give it to Gaziantep. He's delivered all night long, and he does it again. Simply amazing. Paynes goes baseline and puts it down with authority.
Kubali gets a fantastic block.
Jones, it opens up for Jones down the middle.
Some impressive images from the first 3 seasons of the Basketball Champions League. We are now ready to start with the draw for Qualification Round 1, at which point I will invite on stage Mr. Can Koken from Besiktas and Mr. Donatas Zavakas from Neptunas. Welcome to you both. Can, you join me. Donatas, you're a little bit further away. Welcome to both of you. So this stage of the draw includes 16 clubs that have been placed in 2 different pots according to the Basketball Champions League club and country ranking. The unseeded clubs in the pot in front of Can, they are Benfica from Portugal, Inter Bratislava from Slovakia, Kapfenberg Bulls from Austria, Karhu Basket from Finland, Keravnos from Cyprus, Södertälje Kings from Sweden, Szombathely from Hungary, and Mobile Pristina from Kosovo. The seeded teams in front of Donatas, they are Bakken Bears from Denmark, Botevgrad from Bulgaria, Oradea from Romania, Donar Groningen from the Netherlands, Fribourg Olympique just around the corner here in Switzerland, Kiev Basket from the Ukraine, Legia Warszawa from Poland, and Smoky Minsk from the Belarus. According to the draw principles, teams from the pot of unseeded teams will be drawn first and play the first leg at home. Their opponents will be drawn from the pot in front of Donatas and will play the return leg at home. Quite straightforward at this point. We can start the draw. Can, shuffle well, and let's begin. So, the first team drawn in this year's draw is Inter Bratislava from Slovakia. They are, of course, champions of Slovakia. Their 5th title in the domestic league. Donatas, we shuffle well and we continue in order to see our first pair. So, Fribourg Olympique. We start in the neighborhood. Fribourg Olympique, of course, champions of Switzerland. 18th title for them. Of course, one of our Cinderella stories last year. They started in the qualification round 1 and made it all the way to the regular season. So we have our first game, game 1, Inter Bratislava, Olympique Fribourg. We now understand the process. We continue. Can? So, Karhu from Finland. Karhu, they are the champions of Finland. They entered the qualification round 3 last year, and of course, they were part of the Basketball Champions League inaugural season 2016-2017. Donatas, we continue. Smoky Minsk, the champions of Belarus. Actually, 11 championships in a row for Smoky Minsk. They will be facing Karhu in the first qualification round. Let's continue, Can. So the Södertälje Kings from Sweden, the champions of Sweden, they have added with this year their 12th domestic title. Donatas, we continue. Balkan Botevgrad from Bulgaria, the champions of Bulgaria, 5 national titles and 3 cups to their record. So we have our third pair. We continue, Chan. The Kapfenberg Bulls, the champions of Austria, their 7th national title, an additional 4 cups again to their credit. Let's continue, Donatas, to find out who will face the Kapfenberg Bulls. And it is Kiev Basket from the Ukraine. They're making an introduction into Europe as vice champions of the Ukraine this season. So we're halfway through the qualification round 1. 4 pairs have been identified. Let's find out the remaining 4. And it is Falco Sombatelli from Hungary, the champions of Hungary this past season, adding a 2nd domestic title to their name. We continue, Donatas, to find out the opponents of Falco Sombatelli. And it is Oradea. Oradea from Romania, the champions of Romania and the team that participated in the Basketball Champions League first season back in 2016-17. We continue now. And it is Mobile Pristina from Kosovo, the champions of Kosovo, 14th title in addition to 14 cups to their name. Donatas, we continue to find out the opponents for Pristina. And it is Legia Warszawa from Poland. They have won the domestic title 7 times, plus 2 cups to their names, one of the most historic clubs in Poland. So we are down to the last 2. Let's see. Southwest or southeast? So it is Benfica in Portugal, the most crowned team in Portugal, 27 national titles to their name and 22 cups to go with it. And Benfica's opponent will be Donar Groningen from Holland. They have won 7 domestic titles, 6 cups as well, and they will be facing Benfica in the first qualification round, traveling to Lisbon. Last but not least, I can easily pronounce this one. So, Keravnos from Cyprus. They are the champions of Cyprus, adding a 7th title to their name. And Donatas, let's confirm that they will be traveling to Denmark. And it is indeed the Buck and Bears, champions for a record 17th time for the Buck and Bears, a team that also participated in the inaugural Basketball Champions League 2016-2017 season. So this, ladies and gentlemen, concludes qualification round of the draw. Thank you, Chan. Thank you, Donatas. Let us now remember these pairs. Game number one, Bratislava Fribourg, Karhut Smolski Minsk, Sodertalje Kings, Balkan Botevgrad, Kapfenberg Bulls, Kiev Basket, Falco Sombatelli Oradea, Pristina Legia Warszawa, Benfica Donar Groningen, Keravnos, and the Buck and Bears. As you can already see, each pair has been assigned a game number from 1 to 8. These numbers will now be used, so keep them in mind, for the qualification round 2. At this point, we will now introduce 8 new clubs that enter this stage of the draw. They are the seeded clubs at the qualification round 2 draw, and these clubs are Antwerp from Belgium, Bonn from Germany, Lietkabelis from Lithuania, Mornar Bar from Montenegro, Nizhny Novgorod from Russia, San Pablo Burgos from Spain, Torun from Poland, and Ventspils from Latvia. In order to conduct the draw for the qualification round 2, let us now welcome on stage Mr. Nikos Stavropoulos from PAOK and Mr. Turgay Zatingos from Bandirma BK. Nikos, you come next to me. Turgay, you stay in front of the seeded clubs. At this stage of the proceedings, we will be drawing the numbers produced in qualification round 1, each representing a pair that has already been drawn. In front of Nikos, here to my left, we have the unseeded pairs numbers 1 through 8, and they will be drawn first, playing, of course, the first leg at home, this time September 26th. On the other table, in front of Turgay, we have the seeded teams that we just mentioned. They will play the return leg at home on September 29th. Please note that at this stage of the draw, clubs from the same country are entering the draw. In order to safeguard that they will not face each other, the computer will always place the club or the pair drawn at the appropriate position of the draw. This will become very easy once we start the proceeding. We are ready to start. Nikos, let's shuffle well and let's begin. So, first will be the winner of game 8. Actually, the last pair we drew, Keravnos or Bakken Bears. They will play in game 9. And let's now find out who their opponents will be as Turgay shuffles this properly. So, Keravnos or Bakken Bear will face Lietkabelis from Lithuania. Lietkabelis has reached the semi-finals of the domestic competition the last 3 seasons, so one of the best teams from Lithuania joining us here today, and they will be in game number 9, so the winner of Keravnos or Bakken Bears, they will face Lietkabelis. Quite straightforward. Let's continue, Nico. It is the winner of game 7. That would be the winner of Benfica or Donar Groningen. And let's find out, Turgay, who their opponents will be. So they will be facing Mornar Bar from Montenegro. They were with us the inaugural season 2016-17, and they have been in the finals of the Montenegrin League the last 4 years. They will be facing the winner of Benfica or Groningen. Let's continue, Nikos. The winner of game 2, this would be Karhu or Smoky Minsk. And let's find out who their opponents will be. It will be Torun from Poland. They have been in the finals of the Polish League 2 out of the last 3 seasons. They actually entered qualification round 1 last year, creating an upset. They eliminated Estudiantes, then they were knocked out by Bayreuth. They will be facing the winner of Karhu or Minsk in qualification round 2. Let's continue, Nico. So, it is the winner of game 5. This would be the Hungarian champions Szombathely or Oradea, the Romanian champions. Let's see who their opponent will be, Turgay. And it will be Ventspils from Latvia. Ventspils have won the domestic title 10 times over the last years, and they are joining us for a 4th season of the Basketball Champions League. They already played the 3 first seasons. They will be facing the winner of Sombateli or Oradea. We're halfway there. Nikos, we are ready for the second half of Qualification Round 2 draw. Winner of Game 3, this would be Södertälje from Sweden or Balkan from Bulgaria, and they will be facing Antwerp. Of course, Antwerp, our other Cinderella story last year, they started in the first qualification round, making it all the way to the Final Four, where they finished in 3rd place. So Antwerp will be facing the winner of Södertälje or Balkan Botevgrad. Let's continue, Nikos. It is the winner of Game 4. This would be either Kapfenberg Bulls or Kiev. And let's find out, Turgay, who they will be facing. And it will be San Pablo Burgos from Spain. Burgos holds a very important record. They are the #1 team in home attendance in the ACB, with almost 10,000 spectators on average for every game. Burgos will be traveling to either Austria or Ukraine to face the Kapfenberg Bulls or Kiev. Let's continue. Nikos. So it is winner of Game 6. This would be Pristina or Legia Warszawa. And let's find out their opponents, Turgay. So it is Nizhny Novgorod from Russia, a team that also started in the qualification round last year and made it all the way to the quarter-finals, having eliminated Venezia in the round of 16. So we have our second to last pair. It would be Pristina or Legia Warszawa facing Nizhny Novgorod. Situation should be quite simple. It is correctly #1, Inter Bratislava or Olympique Fribourg, and not a long journey for either of them, as they will be facing Telekom Baskets Bonn. Bonn looking towards making their 3rd consecutive BCL participation. So this now concludes the qualification round 2 draw, and we already have the pairs numbered 9 through 16. The winners of each pair will enter the regular season in one of the 4 different regular season groups. At this stage, I would like to thank you both, Nikos and Turgay. Thank you very much for your assistance. We are now ready to proceed with the draw for the regular season, which will, after 8 months of competition, lead to the pinnacle event of the Basketball Champions League, that is the Final Four. This is a good opportunity for me to take a break and for you all to remember what happened in Antwerp just a couple of months ago. Nice memories from a fantastic event. This gives us now the opportunity to welcome on stage Mr. Maarten Menes, representing the amazing Sportpaleis Arena in Antwerp, who supported us in the most positive manner in organizing a record-breaking event where more than 16,000 fans attended a final without the participation of the home club. We will now start the regular season draw by placing the teams in their respective groups, starting with the 8 teams that will advance from the qualification rounds that we just completed. A pot with 8 balls numbered 9 through 16 is placed in front of Maarten, and they represent the pairs drawn from the qualification rounds. We can start keeping in mind that during this entire process that we're now entering, the computer will safeguard that no teams from the same country might face each other in the regular season. Let's begin, Maarten. So, winner of game 11, so one of Karhu, Smoky Minsk or Torun, they will be playing in Group A. This process now is somewhat repetitive and technical, but very essential in order to distribute the 8 teams of the qualification round evenly, 2 teams in each group. So we continue. So the winner of game 14, one of Kapfenberg Bulls, Kiev or Burgos from Spain, will be playing in Group B. Let's continue. Winner of game 10, this would be either Benfica, Donar Groningen or Mornar in Group C. Let's continue. The winner of game 16, so Inter Bratislava, Olympic Fribourg or Telekom Bonn in Group D. As you can see, quite straightforward. The winner of game 13, this would be Sodertalje, Balkan or Antwerp. In Group B, the computer is safeguarding this properly. Winner of game 15, this would be Pristina, Legia Warszawa or Nizhny Novgorod. They go to Group C. Winner of game 9, this would be the winner of Keravnos, Bakenberg or Lietkabelis, first available group, Group A. And last but not least, winner of game 12, they will be going to Group D, Sombateli, Oradea or Ventspils. This now concludes the first part of the regular season draw, and we are ready. Thank you very much. And we are now ready to move to the second part. Thanks, Maarten. We will be now placing the 24 teams that have directly qualified to the regular season. According to the draw principles, these 24 teams are split into 12 unseeded and 12 seeded teams based on the club ranking that calculates points that have been accumulated in the games of the Basketball Champions League during the last 3 seasons. So, the 12 unseeded teams, they are Brindisi from Italy, Elon Bernay from France, Gaziantep from Turkey, GDA Dijon from France, Manresa from Spain, Peristeri from Greece, Rastavechta from Germany, Turk Telecom from Turkey, Unet Holon from Israel, Vefriga from Latvia, Włocławek from Poland, and Zaragoza from Spain. And the 12 seeded teams, they are AEK from Greece, Bamberg from Germany, Bandirma BK from Turkey, Besiktas also from Turkey, Ches Nimburg from the Czech Republic, Hapoel Jerusalem from Israel, Neptunas from Lithuania, Ostende from Belgium, PAOK from Greece, Sassari from Italy, Strasbourg from France, and Tenerife from Spain. The teams now will be evenly split into 4 groups so that each one will include 3 unseeded and 3 seeded clubs. We can now start by drawing first the unseeded clubs, and for this I invite on stage Mr. Ilias Bovalis of AEK. So, let's start by shuffling well. Again, the computer will safeguard that no teams from the same country will play each other during the regular season. So, we start with Unet Holon from Israel. They're making their regular season return into the Basketball Champions League. They were with us last year as well, and they enter the first available group. That would be Group A. Let's continue shuffling, Elias, with Unet Holon taking its place in Group A. We continue with Anwil Włocławek from Poland. They are the champions of Poland. They're actually back-to-back champions of Poland and back-to-back participants of the Basketball Champions League regular season. They take their place into Group B. We continue shuffling. The next team is Gaziantep from Turkey. They have their best ever success in the domestic competition, finishing in the top 5. They also have a very unique record. Their coach, Nenad Markovic, is coming back to the BCL for a 3rd time with a 3rd different club. He was with us with Pinar Karsiaka, then with Berostar Tenerife, and now with Gaziantep. So at least a regular of the Basketball Champions League on the bench. And Gaziantep, they will enter Group C. The next team, Basket Zaragoza from Spain, back in Europe after 3 years. They have this season mirrored their best ever success, finishing in the top 4 of Spain, and they will enter Group D. So far, quite straightforward, 1 team in each group. We continue. Ilias? The next team drawn is Manresa from Spain. They are returning to Europe after 20 years, but more importantly, 20 years ago, they won the ACB title back in 1998, part of their history as well, and they enter Group A, so Manresa to go into Group A. We continue, Ilias. Elon Bernet Polak Orthez from France. They will be entering Group B, one of the most historic clubs in France. They have won 9 domestic titles, 7 cups, also a European title, Courage Cup, to their name, and they are entering Group B. We continue, we shuffle, Elias, and we move ahead. So it will be Peristeri from Greece, making their return to Europe after 15 years, and they will be playing in Group C, along with Gaziantep and 2 teams to come from the qualification round. We shuffle well, Elias. We've passed the halfway point, so now GDA Dijon from France. They are with us back again into the regular season. Best thieves, as we call them, they had the best steals, 9.6 steals last year, and they enter the available spot in Group D, where they will join Zaragoza and 2 teams to come from the qualification rounds. We continue, Elias. 4 teams left. Turk Telekom from Turkey, one of the most consistent teams in Turkey. They have been in the national playoffs 15 out of the last 20 years, and they join Group A, along with Manresa, Holon, and 2 teams from the qualification round. We continue, Ilias. Next team is Happy Casa Brindisi from Italy. They were the cup finalists in Italy this year, making it also to the top 5. They are placed in Group D. We continue. Rastavechta from Germany, for some the most attractive team in the BBL this year. They came from the 2nd division and made it all the way to the top 4, and they are joined in Group B, meeting Elon, Polak, Orthez Bernet, and Wlocławek. And we finish the last team, VEF Riga, the champions of Latvia, their 6th title to their name. So, this, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the draw of the unseeded clubs. Thank you very much, Elias. An opportunity to go back and now see where your club will be placed in the next phase. We have now placed 5 out of the 8 teams in each group, and we are ready for the last part of the draw, where we will be placing the 12 seeded clubs into the 4 groups. Let's remember them. They're AEK, Bamberg, Bandirma BK, Besiktas, ČEZ Nymburk, Hapoel Jerusalem, Neptunas, Ostende PAOK, Sassari, Strasbourg, and Tenerife. Speaking of Tenerife, this is the time where I invite the president of Tenerife, Mr. Felix Hernandez, to join me here on stage and help us conduct the last part of the draw that will help shape all the 4 groups. Benvenuto, Felix. So, we shuffle very well, Felix. Shufflando. So, we continue. So, the first team drawn is Bandirma. We already saw them as one of the most consistent teams in the Basketball Champions League. They reached the final our first year, and then quarterfinal and round of 16 in the next seasons. They can only go to Group B because, of course, we see Group A already has a Turkish club with Turk Telekom, so the computer very wisely places them in Group B. We continue, Felix. It will be SIG Strasbourg, a team that is celebrating their 90th birthday this year, coming back for a 4th consecutive season in the Basketball Champions League, and coming back to us as winners of the Leaders' Cup. First available spot for Strasbourg is Group A, so Strasbourg in Group A. We continue, Felix. Muchas gracias. Next team drawn is Besiktas, another of the very consistent teams with participation in the Basketball Champions League round of 16. Even more impressive consistency in the domestic competition. Besiktas has participated in 20 out of the last 22 national playoffs. They go to Group D, the only group that does not have a Turkish team so far. We continue with ČEZ Nymburk, the eternal champions of the Czech Republic. They are champions this year, but they are also champions the last 16 years. They enter Group C in their 4th consecutive participation into the group stage of the Basketball Champions League. We continue. You can hold this a little bit longer so you can take nice pictures. Iberostar Tenerife will be entering Group C. Of course, Tenerife, the most successful club in the Basketball Champions League history. They have won it once, they have been finalists another time, and they enter Group C. We continue. Felix. It will be Hapoel Jerusalem coming back to the Basketball Champions League. Last year, they were the highest scoring club in the Basketball Champions League with an average of 87.4 points per game, and they enter Group B. We can continue shuffling. Felix, halfway there with 6 clubs left. The next one is Neptunas. We also saw them being one of the most consistent teams in the Basketball Champions League history. Very consistent also in the domestic competition, being in the top 4 the last 7 years. And they enter the available spot of Group D. They cannot, for instance, enter Group A because, as you see, pair number 9 includes another Lithuanian team, potentially. So, Dinamo Sassari took a break from the Basketball Champions League last year. They went to the FIBA Euro Cup, they won it, and now they're coming back to the Basketball Champions League as finalists of the Italian League, and also as a very consistent team, 8 out of the last 9 seasons in the domestic playoffs, and they enter Group A for Dinamo Sassari. We continue. It will be Filou Ostende, the champions of Belgium, actually champions for the last 8 straight years, making a total of 20 domestic titles. And that concludes our first group, with Ostende joining Group A, and we now have Ostende, Dinamo Sassari, Strasbourg, Turk Telekom, Maxim Manresa, Unet Holon, and 2 teams that come from the qualification round, making up Group A. We continue, Felix. We have 3 clubs left, 3 groups to complete. And it is Brose Bamberg. They, of course, made it to the Final 4 of the Basketball Champions League last year. Extremely successful club. They have won 9 out of the last 15 BBL Domestic League championships, and they enter Group C, along with Tenerife, CES Nymburk, VEF Riga, Peristeri, and Gaziantep, also to be joined by 2 teams from the qualification round. 2 groups are still open. Let's find out, Felix, what will happen to the 2 Greek teams that are left in the competition. So, AEK from Athens in Greece, they will be entering Group B. AEK, of course, they won the Basketball Champions League back in 2017. They went on to represent the Basketball Champions League and win the Intercontinental Cup in Rio de Janeiro. AEK is also the team that has scored the most points in the history of the Basketball Champions League, 4,348 points, and they are completing Group B along with Hapoel Jerusalem, Bandirma, Vechta, Elon Bernay, Wlocławek, and 2 teams that will come from the qualification round. If all has gone well, if this 1-hour-long process is to be completed correctly, this should be another Greek team. It should be PAOK. PAOK, one of the most successful teams we already mentioned in the Basketball Champions League history, but also winners of 2 European competitions, having won Saporta and Korać Cup. And they complete Group D, so we have PAOK, Neptunas, Besiktas, Brindisi, GDA Dijon, and Saragossa in Group D. Thank you very much, Felix. Muchas gracias. Buena suerte. And this concludes my part of the draw, the technical part of the draw. I want to wish all the clubs the best of luck in the coming season, and thank you all for your attendance. Now I give the floor to Patrice for his closing comments. Thank you very much.
All right, so pretty much all I can add is also to say thank you for attending the ceremony. Best of luck to all the teams, and to be more urban, nothing but net. Thank you so much.